Hey, what's up? Today we have breached the inner sanctum of Capcom to bring you the Skinny on Lost Planet 2 multiplayer. And I'm joined by Sean Baxter. Sir, you are the community manager on Lost Planet 2, and I understand you have sort of grassroots beginnings with this game. Can you tell me how you got into Capcom, like kind of through the Lost Planet experience?
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of unbelievable to myself still in the dream, but basically I met my first Capcom employee that I met playing Lost Planet 1 online, and it's a lot more in between here, but it sort of progressed until I got a job. So.
Okay, but the point is, dyed-in-the-wool Lost Planet fan, right?
Oh yeah, I've been playing for years, so ever since the first game came out, literally since that first demo, I've been playing since day one.
Cool, very cool. So we're looking at 2 here.
Yeah.
For people who haven't played Lost Planet multiplayer before, can you kind of give us the 30-second rundown of what it is we're seeing here and what makes this multiplayer unique?
So this multiplayer experience is going to be far better than just about anything. I'm going to promote it like that because
Sure, all right,
first off, you have a fully customizable character, and there's a ton of vital suits in the game, which are the vehicles. There's dozens of them, and they all enhance the experience. I mean, running around with a giant chainsaw of doom on a vehicle with 3 guys strapped to it, you can't beat that.
Sure.
And the variety in maps is just outstanding. I mean, we've shown off the campaign a little bit, and the variety that you saw in the campaign is just touching on the type of variety you're going to see in the online experience as well.
Cool. Very cool. So tell us about what we're seeing right here, like what's going on in this mode, and kind of just characterize the action for us.
So right here, this is just a standard team elimination battle. There's a lot more depth to it than just that. It's not just kill-based. So every team, or each team, I should say, has points. So you can see the little health bar up on top there, the blue and red. Those points are basically sort of like a kill or death. Every time one of your teammates dies, you lose points. You lose a little bit of that bar.
So that's kind of like a tug-of-war thing going on
Exactly.
right there, right? Okay, cool.
If that hits 0 before the time limit, it's game over.
Okay, so that's an instant win. But
Yeah.
then what happens if you don't get it all the way to one end or the other, but you've got some disparity in the points? How does it balance it out like that?
Well, you have a whole lot going on as far as, let's say a split battle is turned on. So I'll describe that real quick. A split battle basically means that when this match ends, if both of you didn't gauge the other one out to 0, you get to switch spawn points. So if you feel like the other team had the advantage because they were closer to the rocket launcher or whatever, you'll switch sides and spawns and play the exact same layout again, but now you're closer to the rocket launcher.
Okay, speaking of rocket launchers, what in the world is this thing this guy has here?
This is a homing laser.
Okay.
So it's really cool in the fact that it's a vital suit weapon. So this
Okay.
is meant for a vital suit, but you can pick these up as a standard, without a vital suit
Sure.
and start firing them. So you're a little bit slower and they're heavy, but they're totally worth it. Especially this thing. You can lock onto a person, and if you lock on all 4 lasers and it hits them, that's an instant kill.
Oh, so that's why I kept dying.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, fair enough. All right, good to know. Good to know. So, obviously, the first Lost Planet had a solid multiplayer mode, but being the sequel, I would assume there's some new stuff going on in here. Can you kind of tell us what sets this apart from the first one?
Well, we've just expanded upon everything. So like I said, there's more vital suits, there's more maps, there's more guns. I mean, the core of this is a shooter. And so with the customization playing a part into not only the campaign but the multiplayer, when you create this character, it goes with you everywhere.
Okay.
So if you set up your guy to have, this really awesome shotgun or a rocket launcher or a rifle that shoots 5 shots or whatever, like you can take that with you from the campaign into the online experience. And so everyone has the ability to do that. And you'll have guys who have weapons you've never even seen before because you unlock according to your own playstyle. So aside from all that, the customization goes into abilities as well. So you'll have the ability, let's say, there's some standard ones, there's some pretty cool ones, but just to not spoil anything, let's say you do a lot more damage, but in return you take more damage. And you can have 2 per character, so those abilities stack, and in the really, really good ones, you'll only have 1, where they're so big and so good, we only let you have 1 instead of 2.
So is that how you balance it out so that people who have played like 1,000 hours don't totally just overwhelm the people who
exactly
start now?
Yep.
Okay.
And there's a lot of cool little tricks in the multiplayer that are not solely based on the abilities and unlocks that you have, but also on skill. So for the people who really want to go the extra step and get into the depth of the game, there's various animations, things you can do. Like there's a roll mechanic where you simply just crouch in and dive. And when you do, you have the ability to dodge a rocket or a sniper shot. Like literally survive something that should kill you. There's a balance to that as well. I mean, if you mistime the roll, it will kill you. So there's a full layer of complexity there for other people. And aside from that, we've introduced the run sprint feature to Lost Planet. And
there it is.
Exactly, yeah. And something else is the grappling hook has changed a little bit.
Okay.
So the grappling hook's been around since Lost Planet 1. You were able to do things, of course, like get to higher areas. It really changed the way you thought about vertical combat.
Right.
So now, though, you're allowed to do things like hold the X button as you fire this out and stick to a wall.
Okay, so you can like shoot from the wall, or
Not only that, like if you did it to the ceiling and you have a guy running underneath you,
Oh, nice.
if you got like a sticky grenade, as he runs underneath, stick him with it, he'll never know I hit him.
very cool.
Never know where you're at.
Very cool.
This is one of the levels, actually, I should mention, we're releasing the multiplayer experience. There's an early access demo coming out this week,
Okay.
and this map right here is going to be the map that's in the demo.
Very cool. So this will be the only map in the demo.
Yeah.
Giving people kind of a little taste then.
We're giving them a taste not just of this, there's going to be a little bit of, an unlock mechanism to it as well, so we're
Okay.
giving them a taste of what's going on as far as not just the map and the combat, but also what it's like to improve your character.
Okay. Now you guys did the co-op demo a few months ago. Are we going to
Yeah.
see any more of the campaign in this new demo, or is that just multiplayer?
Nope, we're just focusing on the multiplayer experience.
Okay.
So we want to stick to what this demo is going to be good at, and that's giving you a good time facing off against your
Very
friends.
cool. I understand some people have the chance to get access early. Can you tell us how that works?
Definitely. So basically, you can sign up to get early access on LostPlanetCommunity.com. And if you want in, you're going to have a ton of Lost Planet community members going there, and they're going to be on the demo day one. So you can get your code now,
Okay.
and it'll be active on the 31st for Xbox users and the 1st for PS3.
Nice. Very nice.
And then aside from that, I believe there's going to be some on Giant Bomb as well.
I understand that may be the case. I don't exactly have the codes in hand yet, but you should probably be seeing a URL on your screen right now, so
Yeah.
go to that, and hopefully there will be some codes there.
And then to top that off, this early access, once the early access ends, this is going to be out and available for everyone to try in like late April, I think, April 22nd.
Oh, wow, so you get a long period of
Oh, yeah.
exclusivity then. By...
We want the fans to have a good time playing this.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
So see, Ryan here is using the machine gun, and just to throw out there why this demo gets even cooler when the game actually comes out. The machine gun he's using is a standard machine gun, but if you've downloaded this demo, the full game knows it and gives you a special machine gun just for playing the demo.
Does that work on both PS3
Yeah.
and... Wow. So are you storing like a save file somewhere in the system that it checks for? Or
Nope,
is it...
we're just checking to see if you have the demo.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay,
for,
So you'll need to keep the demo on your system, is that right?
we know you've downloaded
Oh, okay.
it.
Okay. So even if you've deleted it, you still get this. Oh, that's an interesting.
We know you have hard drive space. That's precious to you. So.
Ah, right, sure. Very cool.
But the machine gun itself fires faster. And so something really cool that you'll get into when you're playing this game is you'll notice that if you hit someone in a certain spot, they flinch. And they can't return fire even sometimes. And if you hit them in the head, like they flinch and it's not a fatal shot, they'll even toss their arms up. They got hit and they can't return fire at all. They can't move for that split second.
Right.
So this machine gun fires faster. So it gives you the ability to potentially make them flinch a little bit more frequently, which gives you the advantage there. So
Very cool.
it's definitely worth getting the demo just to get the gun at least.
You heard it here, maybe first, hopefully. So in the first game, it was almost entirely set in kind of an Arctic environment, and you guys had this thermal energy mechanic going on. It looks like, obviously, the setting has changed, but you've still got the thermal energy. Can you explain how that mechanic works and how it ties into multiplayer?
We've completely changed. Before, just to be straightforward, in Lost Planet 1, it was used as a fuel for like some of the weapons and the vital suits, yes, but it was basically a ticking clock.
Right.
Or ticking clock.
Right.
I'm sorry. It kept you moving in the game.
Because you had to constantly recharge it or you're dead, basically, right? Yeah.
So this time around, we've thrown that away because we realized people want to explore these environments, not just in the multiplayer, but in the campaign. We want you to go out and see the full level, not wait, feel like you're dying the whole time.
Right.
So it's no longer ticking away at your life.
Okay.
If you lose all of your thermal energy, you don't die. You basically have your set amount of life to deal with. The thermal energy now is a resource. So you can use that to power the vital suits, power the weapons. But a brand new mechanic, going back to the teamwork and communication elements, is you can switch from throwing grenades to shooting thermal energy. So if you have, let's say, your team ended up getting a really great VS, and it's holding the enemies at bay, well, that guy's going to run out of thermal energy. But if your team works together, you can keep shooting thermal energy at him, replenishing him, so he can hold the other team at bay while you strategize and figure out how to take them over.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So we're seeing the we're seeing the kind of the post-match stats breakdown here, and
Yep.
it looks like he just leveled up actually. So, is there any more detail you want to give about the kind of the persistent rank up system?
Yeah, we've changed the leveling system from Lost Planet 1. So Lost Planet 1 basically had one leveling system, right? In Lost Planet 2, you're going to have a few. So we won't go into detail on all of them, but basically these various levels will unlock and help customize your character as you go. So like I said, once you create your character, it goes with you in the campaign and in the multiplayer. But these various levels will all have various things, like a new gun, maybe a new helmet or something like that.
Lots of new toys, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
So aside from that, you'll also notice as you're going through, you have a ton of stats. I mean, we're really trying to focus on the community aspect of all this multiplayer as well. So we're of course doing stats for the campaign and everything like that, but we're also tracking just about everything we can in the multiplayer. So we're talking like kill ratios on weapons, percentages on that, like down to the finest detail. So you'll be able to go in and compare with your friends and be like, I'm definitely better at the rifle than you are. And like, you can tell them that, show them that. If they have a gun that you don't and you see that their stats are really good, you'll be like, he probably got it from firing that rocket launcher a lot or getting a lot of kills with it. I mean, there's even little things you'll see, like you'll get a special award for doing jump shots. I know it sounds weird, but if you jump and fire a rocket and get a kill, that counts towards a special award that you can get and unlock something new.
Very cool. Very cool. So how kind of active and devoted has the Lost Planet multiplayer community been since the release? Because I mean, it's been probably 3 years since the game came out. Are there still a lot of people out there kind of unlocking and playing, and like you expect to have kind of a big crowd show up on day one for this?
I definitely expect it. I mean, I've been playing Lost Planet 1, and I still play it. I mean, I was literally just on last weekend playing, and those guys are still around. The community is thriving, and you know, I'm proud to say we've had a lot of community feedback in the game, and I know these guys are going to be on. I mean, I know most of them already, and I play with them, so can't wait to see those. I mean, there's thousands of people who still play Lost Planet 1, and they're just waiting for this one to come out.
Awesome. Sean, I have to be honest with you. I just wanted to keep you talking so we could see some ridiculous giant robot action.
This is brand new.
Tell me about this thing.
So this is a brand new style of VS. It's an Acrid. You know how big the Acrid are in the game.
Right.
But it's combined with Vital Suit parts.
Dude, so it's a cyborg giant bug is what you're saying?
There's all sorts of them. This is just
disturbing.
one of them. This is just one.
Okay.
Not only that, but you can sit multiple people on here as well. So,
okay.
I mean, you're basically talking bringing your whole team on this gigantic platform of death into the enemy's spawn. I mean, it's awesome.
So if you're...
There's nothing like seeing a look on their face as they're seeing this, you know?
So, I mean, if your whole team is using voice chat and they're coordinating and they're really on their game, like everybody fills one of these things out and stomps in there, is it basically unstoppable at that point?
Of course they're not unstoppable.
I mean, not completely, but it sounds like it's kind of a force to be reckoned with if people can really get their act together and like get it done, right?
Definitely. It's definitely worth communicating to do that. And you'll notice too, I mean, it has like every Acrid in the game, shoot for the giant glowing orange spots.
Right.
And those orange spots are, you know, to add balance to it, you can see there, I mean, they're basically open. I mean, we don't want it to be unstoppable. We want you to have a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
But, you know, the other team, if they coordinate against you, will find that it's actually pretty easy. If they all focus on one spot, they can take out one of those legs, and then the next thing you know, your VS is limping along instead of plowing through it like it was.
So their teamwork needs to be up to the same level that all the people in the... Okay.
Definitely. The gameplay...
That's what you call game balance, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of focus on teamwork here. Actually, one of the modes, so each of these game types, like this is just standard team elimination, there's a ton of customization in the modes, and we were listening to the community on what they kind of wanted. So let's say you don't want to see that kind of big VS because you can't figure out how to beat it, you don't want to see it anymore. You can go in and turn off VSs altogether. You can put just a few on the map, you can put standard, or you can put a ton of them on the map, so it's just littered with them.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, but to add more to that, if you don't like this game type where it's so heavily focused on communication and teamwork, you can switch it over to like a standard kill-based type where 50 kills wins. That way you're not so much focusing on teams, especially if you know your teammates aren't going to talk to you. You can go on to something that's a little bit better. And to go on, one of my favorites is it's based on points. It's called Point Snatcher. So it's a team elimination or elimination style where you're just killing the guys. But when you spawn, you get 1 point, and everybody else does too. When I kill them, I get their point. So let's say I do really well. I got like 30 points, and it's like 10 seconds before the match ends. One of their noobs on the other team got a rifle and snipes me, kills me. He gets all 30 of my points. They're now winning, and there's 5 seconds left. So
So it's anybody's game, basically.
Yeah, that's the kind of game I absolutely love. It
Very
gets
cool.
so hectic, and it doesn't matter how good you are at the game, it can change in an instant.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
it's like that for a lot of the game types, but that one specifically, and that's something that literally you go into the options, switch it from battle gauge to points, and you're good to go.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Sean, it sounds like there's a ton of new stuff going on in this, and I know you guys also have a ton of stuff left to do before you get the game out. So I'm gonna let
We
you get
barely
back to it.
scratched the surface.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to it. Well, you know what? Actually, before you go, let me ask about post-release support. Do you have anything planned that you can talk about yet in terms of what kind of like DLC or any kind of playlist changes or anything we can expect after
So,
release?
I'm a huge fan of Community, obviously, and we supported our Lost Planet community all the way up until this day, and we're going to continue to support them. We love them, and we want them to have what they love in Lost Planet, and so we will continue to help them have fun with
All
this
right.
game.
Fair enough.
And even, I should say too, speaking of like that kind of support all the way down, if you pre-order the game, you get 2 maps that opens up a full new mechanic to the game. Not to keep rambling on, but
No.
the maps that you get for pre-ordering, one is completely underwater. You have these vital suits that are turned into submarines, you have torpedoes flying everywhere, you can swim, it completely changes the feeling of the game. And there's another map coming back, it's an old map returning, called Island 902. Like, there's water before in Lost Planet 1, but you couldn't swim or do anything like that. It is basically a good way to hide in that map. But now, if you go into the water, there's a full separate underwater, submarine battle going on, versus on these little pockets of islands, lands, there's their own little heated battles going on. So it's a pretty cool experience just for those maps alone.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, well, just before we take off here, I'm just going to get you to give us the standard closer, remind us what platforms we're going to see this on and when we will find them.
All right. So you can get Lost Planet on PS3 and Xbox 360 on May 11th,
Okay.
and it's coming to the PC in fall.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, well, thank you.